Hey everyone, we are moving on to the second portion on Khan Academy, and it's interpreting slope and y-intercept, which is something that we have seen before. So what we're doing is we're taking the math and we're applying it to a real world situation. So I'm going to show you how to do two of the questions on here. The questions that I'm doing are the questions that you see on your Khan Academy. So I'm just going to show you how to read through this and how to make sense of it, okay? So the question is, Liz's math test included a survey question asking how many hours students spent studying for a test. The scatter plot and regression line, or the line of best fit, shows the relationship between how many hours students spent studying and their score on a test. So I'm going to go down to the graph. So we see that when you spend more time studying, that the data shows here that your score will go up, right? And that just makes a little bit of sense. The more time you may spend studying, this doesn't apply to everyone, but the better you may do on your test because you're spending more time on the material and you know more of it, so you can get a higher score. So they want to know what is the best interpretation of the slope. And they show you that the slope is 15. All right. So what they really want you to do here is kind of take the slope and see how it applies to the situation. So I'm going to read through them. Let's see if we can make sense of them. So the model predicts that students who scored 0 studied an hour of 15. So students that did not study at all got a like 438. So that can't be right, right? So if they studied 0, they got probably around a 40. So that's not true. So the model predicts that students who didn't study at all will have an average score of 15 points. No, that's not right either. That doesn't make any sense. The model predicts that students who didn't study at all will have an average score of 15 points. Nope, wrong. Okay, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably not the answer. So the model predicts that the score will increase 15 points for each additional hour of study time. That seems like it makes sense. Right, so if I go for each additional hour, right, so from here to here, he went from 40 to about 55. That's 15 points. From 1 to 2, so 55 to about 65. That was like 10 points. All right, so it looks like that could be the answer. Let's check the last one. The model predicts that the study time will increase 15 hours for each additional point scored. That's just wrong, right? So I think the choice here is going to be C. This is really just making sense and making reason, and C is one of the best choices. So I'm going to check that one. Awesome, right? So a lot of this is just using your common sense and applying it to the situation. I'm going to try one more. Right, so the scatter plot and the line of best fit shows the relationship between the percentage of American adults who smoke in years since 1945. So they tell you that the line of best fit has a y-intercept of 41, and they want to know what is the best interpretation of the y-intercept. Now, we've definitely talked about this in class, that the y-intercept is always the starting point or the beginning point or the initial cost. So when we read through these, let's see which one that makes the most sense. The model indicates that 41% of Americans adults smoked in 1945. Right, so if this was the beginning, this looks about accurate, right? So that's the amount of Americans that started smoking in 1945. So that looks like that could be our answer. So for choice B, 41% of Americans adults smoke. That just doesn't make any sense because it's going down. So in 1945, approximately 0 Americans were smokers. That's wrong because this is a percent at 0. And the model indicates that approximately 41% of American adults smoked in 1985. That's just wrong because 1985 is what, plus 40 years, it'd be over here, and that's just wrong. So choice A, right? Anytime they're talking y-intercept, they're talking the beginning, the initial. So this will be your choice here. Okay, if you have any questions, you can let us know.